Lethal Company is a pretty darn cool game.
Yeah, I got a key. I got pickles.
I mean, like, really cool.
This game ain't that scary.
Oh, he's behind you! He's right behind you! Run! No!
He's
oh my
on
god,
me.
he's flying! He's flying through the air! Run! No!
As an intro, let's go down the various buzzwords that describe this game. It is a first-person, 4-player co-op, exploration, survival horror game with procedural generation that has rocked social media as of late. A lot of the big streamers have played it and gave it a good old-fashioned try, and in this video I want to try to review Lethal Company and go over some of my experiences with the game, showing some funny clips too. Alex, I'm getting murdered, I'm getting murdered, I'm getting murdered, ow ow, over.
Gotta say over.
I want to show what makes this game really special in a way that only indie horror and indie games can be. So here's a thesis statement for the video, so pay attention. Because of its simple to learn and hard to master gameplay, dark atmosphere, psychological horror, and uniquely horror-based roots, as well as being independently made, Lethal Company is magical. Yeah, I know that the word magical is a really weird way to describe the game, but just hear me out. Cause me and like 6 of my friends decided to get this game and we've had a great time. In Lethal Company, you and up to 3 people are scavengers sent on a ship by a company that doesn't respect its employees that may or may not be a lethal job occupation. What you do is go into these compounds that have scrap, and these buildings are procedurally generated with their insides and have loot in them. There are also spooky and scary creatures that come out either to hinder your exploration of these buildings or to just straight up kill you if you ever mess up. And after 3 days, if you don't meet quota, you are fired in the scariest way possible, where you and all your worldly possessions are flushed out into the deep darkness of space, into the unemployment zone to play games and eat food.
Enemy hide.
The places you enter for the most part look like this, metal bunkers. They are usually in the sides of mountains with servers and locker rooms that have various scraps of stuff like bolts, engines, axles, and jars of pickles.
The pickles freelance. You must secure the pickle.
I'm going to get the pickles.
The big guy outside, close the door.
Yeah, hell no.
Oh shit.
All this stuff costs money. Money that you can cash out to spend more money on to get things like flashlights for visibility, shovels for whacking monsters to death, or other things that are not so simple like walkie-talkies that are great to hold on to until the guy you've been talking to on the other side decides to take a swan dive down a bottomless pit and die.
Don't walk towards us. We gotta go. We gotta go.
I'm following you, I don't know.
Oh fuck.
Where they can use the teleporter you bought to teleport your lifeless corpse back to the ship so you don't have to pay extra money to collect it. To go over some of the monsters that are creepy crawlies and unknowable horrors that stalk you until your sanity wanes, where even random hums and sounds of machinery make you Scooby-Doo run out and back to the warm, bright safety of your ship. So let's go over them. Or at least the ones I've found so far. I'm not going to say their actual names though, we're gonna use the ones I made up, because we're not nerds here. They're ceiling clingers. Oh! 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 Oh, it's going for me! Oh!
What?
It's on my head!
Oh, it's fucked.
Oh,
He's dead.
it's on him.
He's
It's
dead.
on him. No.
He's dead.
Oh!
Charlie dies. Sorry, buddy.
Which are these bugs that go up on the ceiling and try to drop down on your head trying to kill you. The only ways you can really get rid of them is by stepping on a landmine, getting rid of yourself in the process, hitting it with a shovel, or having your friend hit it with a shovel when it gets on your head, or you could also run out the exit of the compound, getting rid of the bug on your head instantly. These things like to hang out on ceilings. Just kind of look up and be wary of them and you should be fine. The loot bug or the Pokemon. There's a little bug creature. There's a Pokemon.
Oh, fuck, it's pissed. It's fucking pissed.
Run away!
Oh my God.
Run away! Looks like a Pokemon. Its main thing it does is pick up loot and then put it into a quote-unquote nest area. Go near that nest area, it will try to kill you. They're kind of spooky if you don't have a shovel, but if you do, they go down in 3 whacks. Just watch out if a whole bug mafia rolls up where there's like 5 of them. Oh! Oh! The Flower Man, also known as the Bracken, stares at you and waits for you to turn your back on it so it can snap your neck. If you're fortunate enough to see this thing before it creeps up on you, stare at it just a little bit. Don't really give it an eye-to-eye staring down contest or it will kill you. Look at it, acknowledge its existence, and it will try to run away. Sure, it will come back, but at least it will be dealt with for a little bit. Just watch out for those white piercing eyes, and good luck getting your friend back if they get hit by it because it drags your friend away into a deep dark corridor, never to be seen again. Then you got Goo.
Stick in your axle for the Riz.
I'm gonna parkour.
Go!
Goo is goo. It's slow moving, it's flat, and it can be an issue combined with some other stuff. For the most part, you just gotta wait around and wait for it to move. If you're high health, you can kind of run through the goo pretty easily or jump over it, making it so it's not that big of an issue, but it can be a deadly combo. The Springhead... Oh... I don't like this anymore. I want to leave. It acts like a weeping angel. That being said, it doesn't move if you're looking at it, but it can instantly run through teams of people if you're not safe. This is the one you usually want to stare down and have a friend with so you can kind of navigate through an area and get out of there if you see one. And they look really creepy. Real spooky. And then you have Girl. Girl gives one person schizophrenia where only they can see them, where they will hunt and haunt them until they're dead. Just know that if you scream about it being near, you're the only one that can see it and the only one that can be affected by it. The best thing to do here is, again, just get out. There's also some mechanical stuff you gotta worry about, like turrets. Where is he? Where's his corpse?
Oh, careful.
Turrets will scan you with an orange light and then immediately start shooting you, so if you see one, try to get behind something so it won't shoot. Or just stand there like an idiot and die, you know. It's up to you. They can be turned off for a small time on this console that's on the ship by looking at their exact code that shows up on the monitor display that's at the ship. Pretty cool. Allowing for somebody that's surveying the area like that to actually do more than just go, hey, there's a monster, or hey, there's loot over there. There's also landmines that you don't want to step on. There's also some monsters that spawn when you're on a planet for too long. Like the mouth. At least my body's on.
Don't launch the ship.
Totally.
No.
We gotta,
Okay, you're dead.
Alex, you gotta get out of there. Watch it, Alex.
That is just this dog with a giant mouth that runs at you and can hear your mic. They'll pick somebody up and tear them apart. Or the Meat Man. Oh, that's a Meat
There's
Man.
a big mamma
That's a
jamma right
that's
there.
a
Oh my
Meat
God.
Man. There's a Meat Man. The Meat Man is a giant monster that walks up to you and he eats you whole. But he's kind of slow and kind of oblivious to everything that's not happening at the ship, and he can't even get into the ship, so you're safe if you're there. All these monsters and this really lonely psychological horror-esque atmosphere really help the game. Even though the game doesn't have the best graphical fidelity, it kind of helps it in being scarier but not scary at all. There's a lot of anxiety that comes with the game, but it is pretty great. Make it so you usually pre-plan with your team before you go anywhere. Talking about the conditions the planet may have, what gear to bring, and if we should take fire exits or not that are alternative paths into the complex. There's always that looming sense of dread, like, am I really going to risk my life for some bolts and some scrap? Monsters themselves are really scary, like the spider, for example, which puts webs down and then runs at you. But if you have a shovel and know how to backpedal correctly, you could defeat a spider without even having it hurt you, making it so you can brave these dark corridors a little easier and actually have plans for how you're going to do everything. The magic really comes when you get to play with your friends, though, because you get to hear them scream and yell and have to deal with all the same things you do. Talking about how your friend died in a stupid way, or how you're going to carry everything back in time before it turns to night. And it's frickin' beautiful, it really is. The way that it's made by an indie developer really allows for it to have this creepy atmosphere that no AAA developer would really try to do for a game like this, with it being extremely experimental. But then again, it kind of just plays like Phasmophobia a little bit. A weakness I would have to say for the game is if you don't have friends, the game can wax and wane a little bit. It has some bugs, though. but part of it makes it so it's just part of the game. Lethal Company is $10, and I had a lot of fun playing it. If you have some friends that would be willing to shill out that dough too, then you should try it. I really like Lethal Company, and I hope you enjoyed all the clips. Till next video, fellas.